Hello, everybody. We are back. We are doing something different today.
New, shiny.
Yeah. For a long time, people have been asking us if we'd be willing to do deck techs for some of our decks, and we figured there's a new format out, Pioneer. So why not give that a shot? We'll do a few of these, and if you guys like them, we'll keep doing them, and if you don't, we'll go back to the old format. Simple as that. So what do we have in front of us today?
We have my nice Pioneer Goblins list. So it is called the Goblin Frenzy because it utilizes Experimental Frenzy as our late game inevitability engine. But for our 1-drops, we of course have Legion Loyalist. He's a hasty goblin. He also gives them First Strike and Trample. Trample, very helpful in the deck. But First Strike sometimes nice because it makes other token decks not want to block.
Yeah, not that they can anyway, because they can't block with tokens when he attacks.
Oh, right, yes. He also has that feature.
Yeah.
Then we have the 4th Boundary Tree Denizen, which would really love the trample because whenever we get a red creature, it gets +1/+0. And then Skirk Prospector as our filler kind of 1-drop. Yeah. And it also helps us cast our Experimental Frenzy or our Goblin Ringleader a little earlier.
Early Frenzy.
Goblin Instigator, of course, he makes 2 goblins, so with Denizen just gives extra pumps.
Yeah, and you can't run Mob War Marshal because that's not, of course, Pioneer legal, so next best thing.
Next best thing is the Instigator. Goblin Piledriver, another creature that loves, since we're going wide with goblins, he just grows in power, and he's also another one that benefits from that trample, but he also has the Pro Blue, which is sometimes relevant. But mostly he's there as turns our go wide into a go tall strategy. We have 2 Dark Dweller Oracles. Since we're producing a lot of Goblin tokens, it just allows us to get a little bit more card draw out of the deck. Just sometimes needed. Yeah. And then for our 3-drops, Goblin Ringleader, Rabblemaster. Yeah.
You'll get there.
So he does both. He goes wide and he goes tall. So he makes a goblin on each combat that has to attack. Well, all goblins other than him, he makes attacks. Yeah. So really, that's some downside. That's how you play goblins. He's just reminding you that that's what you have to do. Yeah. So another creature just goes tall, goes wide. War Chief is basically the only lord we get in this format.
Yeah,
because for goblins, there's no actual pumps. So this one, giving them all haste, just helps us go a little faster and makes them a little cheaper. Which is really nice when we have an Experimental Frenzy going.
Or a big Bushwhacker turn.
Or a big Bushwhacker turn, yes, of course. Then we have the 2 Bushwhackers because you do need to cast it for its surge cost to really get the value out of it. So by its lonesome, it's a very boring 2/1 with haste, but when you can get the surge off, it actually pumps our creatures for a turn. Yeah. Hopefully alpha string. And then for our 4-drops, we have 4 Goblin Ringleaders because they thought to reprint this card.
Yeah, for some reason.
When it enters the battlefield, you get to look at the top 4 cards, and you get all the Goblin cards, which is just a way to help us get that last little push. And would be really nice if you have the War Chief to then cast them all the next turn. And of course, he just has haste himself, which is sometimes a thing you just forget because he's so useful in all the cards.
So much text already.
And then for those spells, we have 4 Dragon Fodder, which is basically Goblin Instigator, but it's not a Goblin spell, so it's a little less helpful with the Ringleader, but other than that, it still produces 2 goblins, which is useful, and the 3 Experimental Frenzies, which is just our late game inevitability engine, combined with Ringleader, gives us hopefully enough card draw to finish off our opponent. And then for lands, we have 3 Ramunap Ruins, because it can tap for red, but it can also tap for colorless when we don't want to lose all the life, and it gives a little bit of damage. So sometimes helpful.
Well, and we're mono red.
And we're mono red, so we have the option to have a little different land base. And then 17 mountains.
Glorious.